All right.
We're back.
I know, again, once again, we're always back. Again, I like saying that because it's
we
habit.
love saying it.
We need to come up, I'm coming up with a new one.
I know. We got to
we got
come
right
with new
here?
entrances.
Who's this guy?
Maxwell McGibbon, we're here at the World Food Championships and met you here, and you had a totally different story because it's a competitive environment. So you have a lot of chefs here that work in restaurants, and you were kind of the opposite for a really good reason in food, and you found passion, but you did help. So tell everybody about yourself a little bit and how you came into this competition too.
Yeah, so once again, Max McGibbon, born and raised pretty much south of Philly in Delaware, the New Jersey area. I've worked in corporate America for 16 years, and pretty much when the pandemic came around, I started working from home like everyone else, and that really kind of got me in my feelings and trying to understand how can I live in the present for once, because that's something I've always struggled with.
Yeah.
So, starting the food page and knowing that I've always liked to cook. Growing up, all I've ever watched is Food Network channels or any food channel, anything food related. So I think it was the right decision to make this food channel, Maxwell's Meals, on Instagram, TikTok, starting up on YouTube soon too as well. But it's really been able to push me into what I call pursuit of the present. It's just something I long to strive for, and cooking is how I do it, and posting my content, feeding my community, families, and even my followers and friends. All my food's free, and I just love to do it.
So you take, it's amazing to me that what you're saying, well, this is not the first time we hear this type of scenario when it comes to people going from corporate America to the social media to cook and put their passion out there.
Yeah.
Because if that's what's if food is what is making you feel better and getting yourself out there, if food is bringing you out of what it is that holds you down, you're not alone.
No,
you know what I mean? You're not alone, man. There's a huge community, and they're called everybody, because food, I think, is important to everybody. Even if you're having a bad day and you eat something that's better, why do you think someone on death row gets a last meal? Because at least they get their last meal, because food is that important to at least, hey, you're going out, but at least you get a last meal. So they could offer you anything in the world. They could offer you a cigarette, a prostitute, cocaine, right? They can offer you anything you want, but they don't. They offer you the last meal.
They offer you a steak.
And most people don't wince. I mean, most people don't think twice. They want their last meal, right?
Yeah, it's important. But you said mental health, and we talked about that. So it's important why you kind of found the passion, because food obviously triggers, serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin response in our brain. And you said, you deal with some of that neurodivergent stuff, so it helps you actually focus.
Yeah, and it's wild too, because I'm an introvert, but once I get talking and once I break out of my shell, I can talk forever. I could talk about anything. I can get along with everyone.
And it's food, that subject that brings you out?
Brings you together.
Makes that connection.
Nice. So you have you're starting your Instagram or your social media, right?
Yeah.
So you're building up your army, your brand, and everything else. And we're all there at the same point. Everybody starts somewhere, and some people get to 2 million and still think they're starting there. So it's
true.
It's a never-ending.
Yeah.
But the best part about it is if that is what's making you feel better and go for the food. You said something very important that, and I want to make sure I repeat it here, is that he takes his food that you do, and you make enough of it during your social media recordings or whatever it may be, and you give it to people.
Feed the community.
Feed the community.
Yeah. And so that's another thing about it, is like, I work in corporate America. I have a career. I have money to supplement all of
What is your corporate job?
So I work in a bank. I'm pretty much been there, like I said, 16 years, started from the bottom. Now I'm just managing a call center.
Now you're here.
And now I'm here,
here.
And so like you said, I live alone. I cook as if I have a family of 10, and anything that I have left over goes to whoever wants it. It's first come, first serve, whether it's just a random follower.
Do you have people in your outside in your neighborhood or something?
Yeah, so right now I'm here. So my neighbors are taking care of my dogs. So they know they can, once they go take care of my dogs, I have 3 freezers with a bunch of leftover soups, stews, chicken vindaloo, anything you could think of. They know they're free to that. They're going to get cookies when I get back, probably, or whatever they want.
So you're going to make it and then give it to them.
They love you. You're a great neighbor.
That's the thing. It's a win-win situation, because, one, it got me to break me out of my shell, learn to live in the present, find my passion. But also, it's been able to open up opportunities like this. Few festivals I've been able to do. I cater weddings or anything that anyone wants to do. So, like I say, my food is free. When I cook for my content, it's free. When you want to come over to my house and just shoot the shit, it's free.
Sure.
But if you hit me up and say, hey, I have an 80-person wedding, I'm not going to say no. But guess what? I'm doing it on my time, right? So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
look, just ask me ahead of time. I'm more than willing to help you
That's so
out.
cool.
You know, and it's all love.
So at some point in time, I would imagine you'd like to turn this into some sort of career, not
Yeah.
for the money, but to be able to fund your passion.
Exactly. And so 2 years ago, if you told me I was losing my job, I'd be shitting my pants, right? Because like once I found my passion, I kind of understood that, all right, I found something that kind of got me living in the present for once. Now, how can I kind of keep that? I have the job, my career that's making the money for everything. So why not just let me do this for fun because it makes me feel good, you know? And that was 2 years ago, and I was like, my whole reasoning behind that is like, I don't want to start anything because I don't want to lose that passion.
Yeah.
I always say, how many times have you worked 13-hour days and gone home and cooked 5 hours to like a great meal? You're eating top ramen, PB&J, or some leftover lo mein from the night before, you know? So I finally enjoy that, but now, if you told me I'm losing my job, I'd be like, that's a blessing, you know, because now I'm talking about my being in the present, but now and my passion, but now there's a purpose in my life now that I'm getting older, and I'm like, all right, well, how can I make this more purposeful? So once that purpose and passion balance out, I think that's when I'm going to have to break free and kind of do what I need to do.
You're gonna have to. Anytime we're in the culinary world, anytime we're dealing with the food industry, and anytime we're doing hospitality industry, the only way to succeed in it, honestly, is to sacrifice.
Yes.
And risk and take the chance,
Yep,
because
yeah.
if not, you're not going to ever get out of where you are.
Yep.
And that goes for everybody in the industry. Okay, if you're a line cook and you're not going to take the step to become the next level, right? No matter what you're doing, if you're afraid to make your own pasta because you don't have time, you'd rather go drink. That's where you're always going to be. You have to give up something for something in the industry,
yes.
No matter what. And if it's not cooking, it's bartending. If it's not bartending, it's wait staff. You know, if you're gonna walk around with a tray of ice water and that's where you're comfortable. Or do you want to walk around and get your wine som type certificates? It depends on where you want to be, but you're not going to get to the next level until you
Unless
leave
you make
that level.
jump.
So losing your job, like you said, would be a blessing. If that passion is there, it'll open up the gate to be able to do it, you know? So
I like it.
talking about food gets me juicy.
I know, you get excited.
I'm
I know
really
someone's
excited.
hungry right now.
So,
I'm saying-
we haven't eaten yet today, so we're hungry.
I'm talking
So
about
we need to go
myself.
outside.
Right?
But what, like, some of your favorite things to make? So you learned, you're more self-taught. So
yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's honestly an impossible question for
Yeah.
me, because I try not to make not try to make the same thing twice, because I can make chicken
Love our
parm 8
questions,
times
too.
a week if I wanted to. You know, I love it. But like, I have ramen tattooed on my arm. Asian cuisine, anything with complex flavors, Indian food,
Okay.
Thai food, Vietnamese food, like anything. Those are probably my favorite things to cook, because there's a lot of complexity and steps to the dish.
Yeah.
I do everything from scratch. So if I'm doing like jerk chicken, there's 27 spices I'm throwing in my grinder, making a paste, letting it marinate for however long. You know, it's just a step-by-step process, and that's what gets me focused and what helps me live out my
Stay
present.
with-
you know?
yeah, so
And
you
just
stay
staying
there.
on track with everything. And I just kind of like forget everything once I'm in the kitchen, but
That's cool.
Asian food is probably my favorite to
And you
do.
traveled, so you
Yeah.
said travel is a big part of it.
Yes,
So you're
huge
actually
travel.
going to these countries. Are you learning while you're there and bringing it back?
Of course. I mean, bring stuff back if I need to, but I want to be there for the experience. So the most recent place, I was just in Italy for 2 weeks a few months ago, traveling all over from Middle Italy, Rome, all the way up to Lake Como, and just understanding how each region has their own specific dish that's for that region,
Yeah.
and where it was originated from. And just, I wanted to go to each city and have that dish. And then when I come back, I want to make that dish.
Sure. So I do that often. I go twice a year. But I'm an Italian chef, and if you come down to Virginia Beach and see what I got going on, we can work together on that. But I see you went from, you don't have any training. You've never worked in the restaurant industry. This is all self-taught stuff.
Yes.
And he's never been in the industry at all. So
No.
to be able to do that,
Yeah.
now
And
you're working with a
working.
really good chef. So we have Chef Chris Williams. We talked to him yesterday.
Great
As a
guy.
matter of fact, so that episode will pop up here
It'll
and there.
be, yeah.
But I saw you sous chefing for him at the World Food Championship competition. So passion
fun.
is what brings you there. So whatever level you're at, you're gaining it, and you're going to continue to gain it by feeding your dragon. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got to feed the beast, right?
Yeah, always.
And each time you do something like this, you're gaining more and more experience. Are you ever going to work in a restaurant? Maybe not. Are you going to continue doing what you're doing? Absolutely.
Never stop.
So maybe the restaurant, working in that field, just you didn't have to do that because you're a passionate cook,
Yeah.
right? Whether you're a chef or not is irrelevant. It doesn't matter, because the word chef is so
It's
it's
the term
convoluted.
is
It
bad.
goes all over
Yeah.
the place.
People
So it
call me
depends
chef, like, oh, you're a chef, and I'm like, no, don't get it twisted. Now, I have Alton Brown calling me chef, and now once I was doing events with like some celebrity chefs.
Sure.
So now, like, I feel like I gained the value. Like, I can call myself a chef. I'm not like working out. I'm not an actual chef, but hell, I'll cook the hell out of anything you want me to cook, and it's be one of the best things you've ever tasted.
Yeah.
So,
Which is awesome.
It's tough to have that conversation because they're like, oh, what you doing? Then it's like, are you a chef? Are you not a chef? And we're talking for 20 minutes about something I don't want to talk about. I just like to cook, goddammit.
Yeah.
Just let me shut up and let me cook.
Yeah, that's it.
Shut up and let me cook.
And that's amazing. So Alton Brown, talking about Alton Brown, anybody asks me, I have a couple of celebrity chefs that I like, but Alton Brown has to be the number one because I still utilize from when I was young and he was on his TV show.
Yep.
I was younger. I'm still using some of the methods I learned from him. One of them being the Thanksgiving turkey episode that he had. I still use that.
Really?
Years after decades of using or learning
Yeah.
in my field. I'm not a slack chef. I'm around some serious chefs, and we cook together at very high levels. So there's a million ways that I've learned to cook a turkey, but I still utilize his because it's so simple and beautiful, and the way it comes out is very scientifically thought out.
And
it
I
just
love
comes
that you
together.
say scientifically because watching him do what he does in person, that's exactly what it is. Like, it's not
Wow.
just for the episode. He wants everyone to know the why and the how behind everything, and not just say, hey, here's a recipe A through Z, follow the steps and get it done. I tell people all the time, like, it's different giving me a recipe as to someone who's not used to cooking, handling a recipe, because it's all about, like, why. Like, what's the point of, like, browning the beef before adding some vegetables and building the flavors that you do? How do you build a roux? What does that do? That's the most important technique probably in the book. Alton Brown, thank you for teaching me that.
Right? Right.
Yeah.
That's something we learn all the way. Alton Brown learned that from somebody because that is the fundamental basics of what it is.
Yeah.
When you use a roux versus slurry, stuff like that. There's different things, of course, but these are all things that's the science behind cooking. And it's a basic science at the roux level, but the science grows deep, man. Once we get into the agars and the thickening agents and what,
Lots of things.
Sure, there's so many different things we could talk about, but arrowroot, stuff like that, things that people don't understand what the science of it does to certain chemicals in the food. So the chemistry is huge in cooking, just as much as the flavor and the scent and everything else. So having that knowledge is awesome. So you're trying to build your social media empire, and we all know it's not easy because there are so many people doing it, right?
Yeah.
The options are out there.
Yeah.
So the algorithms, the luck, being here, being there, it will work.
Yes, it will.
It will work. And if your content is sincere, it'll last just as long as you put it out there.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to build and grow.
Yeah,
right?
it
That's what we
does.
hope,
And
right, Chris?
that's what you always hope.
Yeah, and
so
like
it's a game.
It's been weird for me because I started, obviously, with everyone's 0 followers. I'm just posting pictures at first 4 years ago. Like, I started with pictures. I moved to time-lapse videos because you guys know, like, you hit a plateau and then you need to switch it up, change it up, do it again. Now I'm doing, like, full face-on instructional videos. It's tough to do it, but I want the most organic following possible.
That's
like,
what we're
Well,
up
that's
to.
what
You
makes
know
the
what I mean?
difference.
That's
I mean,
what makes
micro
a huge
influencers
difference.
beat out mega
once you
influencers any day.
Once you start getting in this business or doing this content stuff, you'll get a lot of DMs like, do this, like $10, you can raise your follow. Like, it's all BS, because then you want 8,000 followers just so people can see you have 2 likes? Like,
It shows. I can go on someone's account and tell them they paid for followers.
Oh, exactly.
So we have clients that have been in that situation. And it's sad. It doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, right.
We call it vanity metrics. You don't need the vanity metrics.
Right, we're not doing it for that because that's useless. We're doing it to put the message out.
Yeah.
We're talking to the restaurant industry. We're talking to the restaurant people who like the restaurant
As
industry.
a whole.
Foodies. And if you're a robot, you don't eat, so we don't give a shit about what the hell you fucking like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't care about
Some
that.
bot farm, and we don't like those kind of farms. We're regular farms, not bot
we're farm
farms.
to table, not bot farm to table.
Yeah, not bot farm to
so
table.
bot farm to ass.
God damn AI.
So we have to do we have some at the towards the end of these, we like to do these little rapid fire questions.
All right.
So I'm going to get a couple that are appropriate for you because again, you're not in the regular kitchen brigade.
Try ask me off the cuff ones if you want.
So these are going to be like quick answers. So we gotta go through them just to see how you
First
answer.
thing that comes to mind.
All right. So besides a knife, what is your go-to kitchen tool you can't live without?
Tweezers.
Okay.
Tweezers, got it?
You're the
Like a
first
long-
person to say
like
tweezers.
a long thing of tweezers. Like
The law. Okay.
Yeah.
I
love
like it.
I use tweezers. I have 12, 18 inch, 14 inch, my
12
pasta.
inches, my
It's my second
He's
hand.
the first person that said it. All right. What puts you in the mood more, smell or the visual?
smell.
Okay.
Cool.
The favorite ingredient you can't live without?
What's up?
Take
potatoes.
one thing.
Oh,
Potatoes.
good one.
Okay,
That's
I like that.
Good. Yeah.
What cooking method intimidates you the most?
Oh shit. No.
Could be
hold
French,
on.
could be
Yeah,
Vietnamese, could be
just like
sous vide, could be
sauces sometimes maybe. Sauces. Yeah.
Sauces
All
are hard to get.
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
learn that. That's a process.
Your favorite cheap fast food restaurant?
Oh, Burger King.
Oh, Burger King.
Just a Whopper, man. Just like.
Hot Whopper.
And also,
yeah,
it's a half mile from my house, so I can walk there.
yeah,
So-
the
You can walk.
skateboard, that thing.
I like it. Okay. If your kitchen was a car, what kind of car would it be?
a V-dub van.
Okay.
I like
I
that
like
one.
that.
Like
It's
the
good
ones
for the
from the
travel.
70s.
The
Mellow
old
as
school
shit.
Yeah,
ones.
throw a surfboard on top. I don't even surf. Fuck it.
Yeah, right.
Love, just for the aesthetics. Okay. Baking, yes or no?
Baking?
Baking.
No, 2 years ago. Yes, now.
Okay.
Okay.
I hate flour. It gets everywhere.
All right.
All right. And if you could cook with anyone, who would it be?
Alton Brown.
You kind of
Nice.
already done
And
it. So.
I already
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that.
You did it.
know, and it's just like, sorry, Anthony Bourdain. That's who I
Okay.
wish I could.
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
there you go. All right. Awesome.
Yes,
well,
thank you, guys.
let's tell everybody where to find you so they can follow along.
Yeah, so it's Maxwell's_meals. It's on Instagram, TikTok. I do have some YouTube stuff out now, but I focus on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, that's exactly where you can find me. I'm in Delaware. If you're ever around and want any free food, hit
If you
me
want
up.
free food,
Yeah,
just show
I mean,
up
if
at
you
his
wanna-
house. He's
you want to do a
cooking.
night in Philly, we can do that too. I know
Yeah,
some great
absolutely, man.
spots.
That's
So if you
awesome.
had one thing to say to anybody that's coming up under the, anyone who's trying to influence,
Yeah.
or anyone who's trying to learn how to cook but doesn't, feels the intimidation of
Yeah.
not being in a kitchen, what do you got to say to that? What's
I have to say, anything is possible. Just try it out, and whatever doesn't work, try something different.
Right on.
And it's just like you said, you got to break out of that mold a little bit. And like, I was scared to cook once too, but like I found to do it. And even if
Now
it's
you love
not
it.
your thing, just try it out. It brings people together. Even if you can bring people into the kitchen with you to help you out, so you all can learn. Just do it.
And feed them after.
From going from scared to cook once to cooking with Alton Brown without
Alton
having
Brown,
any
yeah.
restaurant in the middle is something to be said.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
follow this guy.
Congratulations.
I appreciate
Follow this
you.
guy.
All right. Thank you for being
Thank
with
you
us.
guys
We
so much.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Have a great day, man. Enjoy this fucking Raw Food Championships.
Oh, I know.
And
Last day's
again,
gonna be a good one.
live and direct, WFC, right? Here we
WFC.
are. And ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
Thank you guys.
All right.